Hi friends, welcome to ECNS where nursing education made easy. Today we will start with psychology, that is behavioral science. First 3 chapters we are going to discuss in this live section. So in this first 3 chapters there are so important questions. So we are going to discuss the important topics and questions that come from unit number 1, 2 and 3 from psychology. So let's discuss first topic, that is from the unit number 1, that is introduction chapter, that is psychology. So what is the definition of psychology? Let's see. It is also comes for 2 marks. So definitions, it may come for 2 or 1 mark. So let's see what is the definition of psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of human behavior and mental process. So it is the scientific study or a systematic study of human behavior as well as mental process according to Feldman in 2001. So psychology is a science of description and application used for interpretation, prediction, development and improvement of human behavior according to Tom Bowling in 1983. So that's the definition of psychology. It's nothing but a scientific study of human behavior as well as mental process. So psychology is also a description of the application used for interpretation, prediction, development and improvement of human behavior. So what is the nature of psychology? Let's discuss. So psychology is science of mind and behavior. It studies, psychology mainly studies about thoughts, emotions and actions of a human being or human behavior. So science of mind and behavior. So it is mainly related to the science of mind and behavior. Systematic and scientific. It uses research and experiments to understand the behavior. So it has a scientific and systematic method of using research. So we are using research here. So it is scientific and systematic. Applied and theoretical, helps in real life situations like therapy, education, work and develops therapy. So it develops theories. So it also has a value in our practical as well as theory life. So in our daily life, we need the psychology. So therapy, education, work, it is related to the psychology. So applied and theoretical. Individual and social focus, explores both personal experiences and group interaction. So psychology is also a personal experience. So as a human being, personal experience as well as a group interaction. Dynamic and evolving, adapts with new research and discoveries about human behavior. So it will adapt or it will tends to change with the new research and discoveries about human behavior. So this is the nature of psychology. So scope of psychology. So what is the main scope of psychology? To understand the human behavior, studies how people think, feel and act. So through psychology, we can able to identify or we can able to study how the people think and feels or how they act. So we can able to study the human behavior and mind. Mental health and well-being, helps diagnose and treat psychological disorders. So with the use of psychology, we can able to diagnose disorders and also treat psychological disorders like mental disorders we can diagnose, and for treatment also psychology will help. Personal growth, aids in self-awareness, emotional intelligence and coping skills. It also helps in self-awareness about ourselves, self-awareness or self-actualization about ourselves. It will motivate ourselves, and also emotional intelligence gives that person emotional intelligence as well as coping skills. Educational psychology, enhances learning, memory and student motivation. So using psychology with educational system, it will enhance the learning memory power of that child, along with it will motivate the student. So that is educational psychology. Clinical application, it used in therapy, counseling and rehabilitation. So in the hospital setting also we can use psychology used in the therapy, so to give therapy, psychotherapies to the patients or the families, along with counseling for the patients, families, family therapy, family counseling and rehabilitation. So we can use in clinical side also we can use psychology. So that is also one of the use of psychology. Workplace and organizational behavior, improves employee productivity and job satisfaction. So to improve the productivity or job satisfaction, we can able to hire a psychologist to our organization also, to workplace and organizational behavior. So their workplace, the employees will have stress, anxiety, tension. So to control that, there is a need of psychologists. So psychology is also applicable in the workplace and organizational behavior. Next is social psychology, examines group behavior, relationship and social influence. It also helps in examining the group behavior. So what in a particular members, 10 members in a particular group. So what's the behavior, relationships and the social influences we can able to identify through social psychology. Health psychology connects mental and physical health, managing stress and illness. So it is a way. Health psychology, it implies nothing but the connection between mental and physical health, also managing stress and illness. So neuroscience and cognition explores brain function, perception and decision making. So neuroscience is related to psychology. How it is related to? It is accepting the brain functions, perception and decision making. Research and development conduct experiments to understand human nature and better. So through human nature, so developing psychology and doing research in psychology, it will give the understanding of human nature better. So these are the scopes of psychology present nowadays. So branches of psychology. So what are the main branches of psychology? First one is clinical psychology, diagnosis and treat mental disorders and emotional issues. So in clinical settings, why we are using psychology? To diagnose mental health disorders. So using psychology, we can able to diagnose and treat mental disorders and also emotional issues. Next one is developmental psychology. So it's a branch of psychology. It is examining human growth from infancy to old age. So what is the growth pattern? So from the development pattern, so from the birth to till the age, infancy to the old age, they'll examine human growth through developmental psychology. Forensic psychology. So it's a new term. It's a new branch of psychology, that is forensic psychology. Apply psychology to legal and criminal justice system. So it is related to the crime. So the person who is undergone crime or the person who is committed crime. So their psychology is related to the psychology of forensic. That is applied psychology to legal and criminal justice system. So it is related to legal and the criminal justice system. Next is neuropsychology. So what is neuropsychology? Examines brain function and its impacts on behavior and cognition. So through neuropsychology, they'll examine the brain and how the behavior of human beings. So it's mainly focusing on the neuroscience. Next is social psychology. It explores how people influence and interact with each other, how well the person is interacting with the society. So that will study through social psychology. Educational psychology, focusing on learning process of student motivation. So how the students learning process and how to motivate the students, that's focusing on educational psychology. So these are the main branches of psychology, that is clinical psychology, developmental psychology, forensic psychology, neuropsychology, social psychology and also educational psychology. Next is importance of psychology in nursing. Why as a nursing student or why as a nurse you need to study psychology? What is the importance? For better patient care. Helps understand patient's emotion, needs and behavior. So as a nurse, you are giving the direct care to your patient. So psychology will helps you to identify or to assess are helping you to give the best patient care. That is helps in understanding your patient's emotion, needs and behavior. Next is effective communication. Improves interaction with patients, families and healthcare teams. So as a psychology, if you know psychology, it will impact your communication process. It will help to have a better communication process with either with the health teams, with the families and with the patients. So this is effective communication. Emotional stability helps nurses to manage stress, burnout and compaction fatigue. So as a nurse, you are having stress. You will work in a hospital setting. You will definitely have stress. To manage this stress, psychology will help you. That's why you need to study psychology. So if you have stress, it will affect the care, what care you are giving to your patient. So if you are stress manageable, you can manage stress through psychology, then you are able to give the better care for your patient. Next is mental health support. It's in identifying and assisting patients with psychological issues. So to identify the patients with psychological issues and helping them. So that is what called mental health support. Patient motivation and recovery. Encourages positive thinking and coping strategies in patients. So it encourages the positive thinking. So you are motivating the patient for their recovery. So through psychology. So it will encourage positive thinking and coping strategies in patients. So this is the importance of psychology in nursing. So as well as psychology need to know the students or nursing students or the people who are working as a nurse, they need to know psychology to manage the patients for their better health. So now we will discuss about unit number 2, that is structure of the mind. So that is also another important chapter. So in the first chapter, what do you need to study? About what is psychology, the definition, what is the scope of psychology, what are the branches of psychology, and what is the importance of psychology in nursing. So that's the first chapter. So now we are coming to the second chapter, that is structure of mind. So that is the second chapter. So here we need to study mainly three things, that is id, ego, superego, according to Freud's theory. So this is Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalytic theory. So he is the founder of psychoanalytic theory. So Sigmund Freud has mainly three Freud's theory. So it is telling about three things: id, ego, superego. So what it is, let's see. So id, what is id? It's a primitive part of mind driven by instincts and desires, like pleasure principle. So it is our primitive part of our mind, that is id. It is driven by instincts and desires. So something we need, that is what called desire. So instincts, we have some instincts. So it is based on that. That is the primitive part of mind driven by instincts and desires. So that is pleasure principle. So it's working on the pleasure principle. Second one is ego, the rational part that balances the id and superego reality principle. So it is based on the reality principle. It is the rational part. It will be managing the id and also superego. Next is superego, the moral part that enforces rules, values and societal norms. It is concise principle. So here what happens, it enforces on the rules, values and the societal norms. So that is superego. So conscious mind, it is coming, superego and ego can be coming in the conscious mind, where unconscious mind, id and superego, it will be in the unconscious mind, and ego also will be in the preconscious mind. So let's discuss detailing. So first we will discuss detailing about id. What is id? Here it is the primitive unconscious part of the mind. So our mind, it is the unconscious primitive part of our mind, that is id, that operates on the pleasure principle, seeking immediate gratification of basic instincts and desires, like hunger, thirst, sex, aggression. So if you are hungry, what you will do? You will have water. If you are hungry, what you will do? You will have food. So that is what called your desire or your instincts. So it is based on the unconscious part. It's unconscious part of your mind. And it is I like, I want. If something I need, I want. So that is what called id. So it is the primitive unconscious part of mind that operates on the pleasure principle, seeking immediate gratification of basic instincts and desires without considering consequences and reality. So without the thinking of consequence and reality, the id will come. So the id is where it's unconscious part of mind that operates on pleasure principle. So now we will see ego. What is ego? Ego is the rational part of mind that operates on reality principle. So it's a rational part. I will. Ego means reality. I will do that. It's hurting my ego. I will do that. So that is what called, it's a rational principle. It's also based on the reality principle. It balances the id desires and the superego's moral standard, making practical decisions to satisfy needs in socially acceptable way. Here what we will think? We will think about our desire and we need to get that desire. We need to accept that desire. What we will do? We will do practically what is possible according to the society. So how the society will accept, we will do that to achieve our desire. So that is what called ego. Ego is a rational part of mind that operates on the reality principle. It balances its desires and the superego's moral standards, making practical decisions to satisfy the needs socially acceptable way. So they will do whatever the things they want to get it their desire in a socially acceptable way. So that is what called ego. Here ego, I will do that. So this is id and ego. Now coming to superego. What is superego? The superego is a moral part of mind that operates on morality principle. So it is mainly based on the morality principle. It enforces societal norms, values and ethics, acting as a conciseness that guides right and wrong, often in conflict with its desire. So if they have desire also, they will have to think about what is right, what is wrong. That is what called superego, where it enforces societal norms, values and ethics, and it guides in right and wrong. So this is where I should. I will get it, I should get it, but I will accept it. How I will do that? Socially acceptable manner. So this is superego. So Fritz iceberg model. So Fritz iceberg model, how it is unconscious and preconscious. So in the unconscious mind, its superego will come in the conscious mind. In the unconscious mind, its superego, ego also will come. So now levels of mind, Fred's theory. So it is levels of mind according to Fred's theory: unconscious mind, preconscious mind, and also conscious mind, unconscious mind, preconscious mind, and unconscious mind. So what is conscious mind? The aware, active part of mind that includes thoughts, feelings, and perceptions we experience in present moment. So the present moment, I am conscious. So I know, I am aware of my surrounding. The aware, active part of the mind that includes. So I have the thoughts, feelings, and perception, that is I am aware of. I am aware of that surrounding. That is means conscious. That person is conscious about his surrounding and what happens to him, what are the thoughts, emotions, and perception he has. Then it is conscious. Coming to preconscious mind, the stored memories and information that are not currently in awareness but can easily recalled when needed. So in the preconscious, they have stored memories and information. Whenever it is not in the present situation, also they can recall that memory and also they can recall that information. Then it is preconscious mind. Coming to unconscious mind, the deep hidden part of mind that contains repressed thoughts, desires, and past experience that influence human behavior unknowingly. So the repressed, already that thoughts is there in their mind. It is repressed thoughts, desires, and past experiences that will be coming to their mind unknowingly. So that is conscious, unconscious. So these are the main levels of mind: conscious mind, preconscious mind, and also unconscious mind. So here you can able to see how it is connected to ego, superego, id and superego. It is mainly coming in the unconscious phase, and in the ego and superego is coming in preconscious, and also ego and superego is coming in the conscious phase. Yes, so till now we had discussed unit number 2. So unit number 2, what all the important things you need to study? Id, ego, superego, and also unconscious, preconscious, and conscious. So what it is you need to study, that is the mainly thing that coming in the unit number 2. So now coming to unit number 3, that is psychology of human behavior. That is unit number 3, psychology of human behavior. So here what we need to study. First one is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That is the important topic you need to study here. That is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. First one is physiological needs, like basic needs. So in the category, first is basic needs. So here in the picture you can, this is a triangle where it is, the needs will be arranged. So the basic needs, what are the basic needs? Basic survival needs like food, water, air, sleep, and shelter. So that is the basic need of human being. So as a human being, what we need to survive? We need to survive like food we need, water, air, sleep, and shelter. So that is the physiological needs, or it's also known as basic needs. It is coming under the last portion of the triangle. So basic needs. Next is safety needs. So the second category is what? Safety needs. So what is safety needs? Protection, security, stability, and safe environment. So the environment we are living, it should be safe for us. We should have a protection, we should have a security, and also stability. That is safety needs of an individual. Next is love and belongingness needs. That is the third one, social needs. So here relationships we need, family we need, friends we need, and some social connection. So the love from your father and mother is important, your siblings love, your partner's love, or your friend's love, that you need to have in the third step. That is love and belonging needs, that is social need. Next one is esteem needs. So the fourth one is esteem needs. So what it is? We need to have a esteem, our self-confidence. We need to have our respect, self-confidence, recognition, and achievements. We need to achieve something. We should get respect from other persons. That is what called esteem needs. Next one, last is fifth one, that is self-actualization. So here what will happen? We will have personal growth, creativity, and we are reaching our full potential. Then it self-actualization. So at the end of that, oh, I achieved this. So that is what called self-actualization. So this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. These are the basic human needs. Every individual has this need. So physiological needs coming on first one, then coming above that we need to have safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization. So we'll see here. So self-actualization. First we will see the basic needs. So what are the basic needs? Food, water, we need to have a rest. That is what called the basic needs. Next is safety. We should have a protection. We should have some money. We should have where the safe environment we are living. That should be there. And coming to love and belonging, we need love from our family, our friends and our people. Or social connection should be there. Esteem. We should get something confidently. Here you can able to see we are cleared something. We got some prizes. So that is what called esteem. We need to have a respect. We need to get the respect. Self-actualization where we are at the full potential. We are getting the maximum full potential. So this is very important. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Next one is this, that is important in this chapter is motivation. So what is motivation? It refers to the states within a person or animal that drive behavior towards some goal. So we are motivating ourselves to achieve a goal. So it's a drive that is inside the human being or the animal. So as a person, it is inside ourselves we have to achieve this. We are motivating ourselves to get the common goal or to achieve the goal. So that is what defined as motivation according to Morgan and King in 1975. So it refers to states where within a person or animal that drives behavior toward some goals. That is the definition of motivation. Coming to the characteristics of motivation. So what are the characteristics? It is universal. So universal nature means everyone in the world have motivation. They are motivating themselves to go or to get to achieve the goal. So that is what called universal. Internal feeling. It is coming from one's own person's internal feeling. It's not depending on the other people with you. It's on from your internal feeling. It's a continuous process. So today you need to achieve something, you achieved. Tomorrow also you have some motivation. So it is a continuous process. It will continue. And it's a complex process where you are achieving your goals. You are motivating yourself. So it's a complex process. It's dynamic in nature. So it follows the systems. So we have a desire, we have a goal to achieve, we'll motivate ourselves. So it is a dynamic process. It drives. So it is based on our drive. So today, if I want to complete one task, so that is my drive. So it's based on the drive of that people or desire of that people. So these are the characteristics of motivation. So what are the characteristics of motivation? It is universal, internal feeling, continuous process, complex process, dynamic and drive driven. Now we will see motivational therapies. Motivational theories. So first one is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we have already discussed what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People are motivated on 5 levels of needs starting from basic physiological to self-actualization. So that model, so psychological model or the behavior. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is starting from the basic needs to self-actualization. Next is Herzberg's two-factor theory. Motivation is influenced by hygiene factors like salary, job, security and also motivators like recognition and growth. So mainly if you are working, you want to get salary. So that is the motivation for work, salary, job security. Some motivators is there. What is? They need recognition and growth. So this is Herb's two-factor theory. One is hygiene factor. Next is motivators. Next is MC Grigor's theory of X and theory of Y. So theory X assumes people dislike work and need control. So some theory X means the person dislike the work and need some control, while theory Y sees people are self-motivated and responsible. So they are categorized into theory X and theory Y. So theory Y people are self-motivated and happy people. So theory X says that people dislike work and need control. So that is MC Grigor's theory of X and theory of Y. Next, Vroom's expectancy theory. So what is Vroom's expectancy theory? Motivation depends on expected outcomes. So what outcome will come from one thing, then the motivation will come. So if I need to achieve this task, that is my motivate. So that's what I'll depend. So motivation depends on what? Expected outcome. People work harder if they believe their effort will lead to reward. So if you are extra, you are working, you are getting a reward, then you will work more. If you are getting some money more, then you will work more. So that is based on the expected outcome, then motivation. So that is what called Vroom's expectancy theory of motivation. Next is MC Celan's theory of needs. People are driven by achievement, affiliation and power based on personality and experience. So how the people will get motivated? Based They are motivated by the achievement, affiliation and power based on personality and experience. So here also they are telling about what they have achievement, what they are achieving, that is based on the motivation. So to achieve something they will have the motivation. So this is Husserl's theory of needs. So these are the main theories of motivation, that is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Herzberg's two-factor theory, McGregor's theory of X and theory of Y, Bloom's expectancy theory and Husserl's theory of needs. Now we will see characteristics of a mentally healthy person. So as a mentally healthy person, what should be the characteristics? How should be a mentally healthy person? Has the ability to make adjustments. So if you are going to a new situation, you have the ability to adapt to that situation or to adjust to everyone, then you are mentally healthy person. So has the ability to adjust to the situations, to make adjust to the situations or to people or to the time. So has the ability. So if you have the ability to adjust, then you have a mentally healthy person. You are a mentally healthy person. Has sense of personal worth, feel worthwhile and important. So you are feeling that I am important, I am worth, I have my own value, then you are a mentally healthy person. So sometimes what happens, mentally unhealthy person, they'll feel they don't have any value in the society. So if you have a sense of personal worth, feel worthwhile and important, you are a mentally healthy person. Solve his problems largely by his own efforts and make his own decision. How a mentally healthy person will work? He or she will solve their own problems by their own solutions and make his own decisions. So they'll take decisions based on their problems. So if they can able to manage their problems, they are mentally healthy person. Has sense of personal security and feel secure in a group. Show understanding of other people's problem and motivates. So if you are understanding other people's problem and motives, then you are a mentally healthy person. So has a sense of personal security and feel secure in a group. If you are feeling secure in a group, you have personal security, then it is indicating you are a mentally healthy person. Next, has a sense of responsibility. He or she should have a responsibility, has the sense of responsibility to take a responsibility of something. So these are the main characteristics of a mentally healthy person. So this is also one of the important questions that may come for the exams. Next, we will see some true or false questions from these three chapters. That is, first one, the it operates on reality principle. So, no, it is operating on the pleasure principle. So, the id is operating on the pleasure principle. Maslow's hierarchy of need consists of 5 levels. It is 5 levels is there on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The superego enforces rules and societal norms. Yes, true. So, the superego enforces rules and societal norms. It is following the rules and societal norms. Motivation only refers to physiological needs. False. It also includes psychological and self-growth needs. So, motivation is part of physiological, psychological and self-growth needs. The conscious mind stores memories that are not currently in awareness. False. The preconscious mind stores such memories. So the preconscious mind of ourselves, it will store other memories and information whenever they need, they will use that. So that is unconscious, not conscious mind. It is preconscious mind. So now we will see some one-word answers. So 1 mark questions. Who proposed the theory of id, ego and superego? Who proposed it? Sigmund Freud. So which psychological theory explains motivation in 5 levels? So what is it? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It is 5 levels. It is. What principle does the ego operate on? It is reality principle. So ego operating on reality principle. Which part of the mind contains repressed thought and desire? So unconscious mind of our body. So unconscious mind of this part is consisting of depressed thoughts as well as desire. Which psychological branch studies brain function and decision making? That is neuroscience. So this is from one word questions from last 3 chapters we have discussed. Yes. So till now we had discussed 3 important chapters from psychology, that is unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3. I hope everyone understood. Continue learning with easiness where nursing education made easy. Next live class we will discuss other chapters. So till that, thank you.